Thank you for tuning in. A live stream new episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show will be starting soon with your host, minister, and author Stephanie M. Seaton.
Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. Tonight we have a double hitter. We had a previous interview just a few minutes ago, and tonight we have the queen of collaborations herself, Miss Angela Thomas Smith. And so we are so happy to have you in the studio tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello,
Very
hello.
happy.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Very happy to have you here. Looking forward to working with you. Your event that you have coming up in May, I definitely want you to talk a little bit about that. Any opportunities that are still available for people to sign up. Definitely want you to give them some information on how they can be a part of that event. Um, I have this question that I ask everybody, Miss Angela, when we first get started. And that question is, who is Angela Thomas Smith? I ask everybody, who are you? So tell us, the audience, who you would like, what you would like to know about, what you would like us to know about you.
So I am a child of God, first of all.
All right.
I am a author, motivational speaker, um, self-publishing coach. I wear a lot of hats. I'm visionary of the Crew podcast. I'm a host on another network. I
Okay.
just believe in being the change that I want to see in this world. Um, I stand on Jeremiah 29:11 because I know that He didn't just drop me out of the sky, that He strategically
Right.
placed me here. And He declared that He had a plan
Yeah.
for me. I just try to walk in those things that um, He has called me to and He's purposed me to. Um, that's the gist. I'm the youngest of four siblings. Um,
Okay.
I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I am
Okay.
currently
Okay.
working on my master's. Um, but
Okay.
that's about it.
And what are you getting your master's in?
Business administration. That's going to be the
Okay.
first master's. The second one, I'm going to be working on mental health, clinical counseling. That's something that I want to do. I started. See, my journey has not been a normal journey. I
Okay.
could have probably about 4 degrees right now with all that I have been through, in the
Oh,
different
wow.
classes that I've. But I do have 2 degrees.
Okay.
After
Okay.
30 years, I now have 2 degrees. I have an associate and a bachelor's. In December, I'll be walking with my master's in business, and then
Oh, that
getting
is
ready.
that is amazing. Congratulations. I
Yes,
know
ma'am.
that
Thank
hasn't
you.
always been easy. I imagine that's been kind of tough trying to go back and live life and work and everything else. So congratulations for not giving up. Yeah.
Definitely, it was
And
not
you said
easy
that's
because
just
I tell you, I
yeah.
kept wanting to say no and kept wanting to make excuses, but then I kept being reminded. I was reminded that hey, excuses are for the incompetent, and you're not incompetent, so you get up and you got to go. We keep wanting stuff
Yeah.
to happen, but we're not doing anything to make it happen. So I had to practice what I was preaching.
Yeah, I like that. Wow, that is a blessing. Okay, you're encouraging me. I don't know if I want to go back to school, but I mean, listening to you tell the story. And see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter how long it takes us. It's about the commitment, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's about the commitment. So you are a author. That's something that we have in common. So I saw that you have written like over 75 books. What genre do you write in?
Most of my books are inspirational. I do poetry, but most of them are
Okay.
inspirational. I do a lot of anthologies, and the reason why I do anthologies is because there are a lot of people out here that have stories, but they just don't know where to start. So I try to give
True.
them an opportunity to get their feet wet, to share just a little, you know, so that it would encourage them and let
Hmm.
them know that, hey, yes, you can do this,
Yeah.
because did I think that I'm gonna tell you 2016, before 2016, I never thought about being an author, didn't it never crossed my mind. And then
Yeah.
someone asked me to be a part of an anthology.
Okay. Okay. We've got Dr. Tina Ramsey on the watching on the live. So Dr. Tina Ramsey, hello, welcome, welcome. Some hearts and hello, and she's live. So thank you for tuning in. We'll have several people commenting. I want to show this again. Get signed up to be one of 122 authors from around the world, showcasing and highlighting their brands. So if you are interested in being a part of any of the collaborations that she's got coming up, there is the link for you to go ahead and get signed up. And we'll show that again towards the end here for people to have an opportunity. So over 75 books. That is amazing. I salute you. I'm new to this thing. I'm new to the thing. I believe I'm on my I'm working actually currently on two different books. But those are my number 10 and number 11. So I aspire to
Right,
be, you know, I don't know how many, 100, to whatever the Lord gives me. But I have found it so
right.
therapeutic. Writing is like therapy. Do you find that to be true? Yeah.
I do. I do. And it's like now I can just I can be going through something, or I can just sit here and write a
Mm-hmm.
poem. Since I have
Mm-hmm.
discovered poetry, did not
Yeah.
realize that, that was something that, I enjoyed doing until a
Yeah.
couple people kept saying, um, you should do poetry. You should do poetry. You're an author. You got a way with words. Do poetry. And I was like, I'm not a poet. And I remember Dr. Rochelle, um, out of well, she lives in Florida now, but she asked
Okay.
me to do a poem for a prayer conference that they were doing,
Okay.
on based around Proverbs 31. So I wrote a poem called "The
Oh.
Victorious Virtuous Woman," and
Oh.
she loved it. And
Yeah.
it's just like something was lit under me, and I have not turned
Mm.
back. I've been writing. I've been doing poetry ever since. I have, I think I have 9 poetry books um,
Oh
under my
wow.
belt, um,
Okay.
maybe more.
Oh, that is a blessing.
I
Yeah.
love doing collaborations. So you see that a lot of my books are collaborations. I do
Hmm.
journals. I do planners. I have a couple children planners, a couple children journals. I do stuff around mental health,
Yeah.
things
That's
that
really
a
important.
lot of people don't. Yeah, stuff that people don't like to talk about in our brown community, or a lot of the things that I like to
Yeah.
focus on.
Yeah.
I write about injustice,
I
because
love
that
it.
is something
Yeah.
happening in our brown community.
Yeah. So you have poems in the mental health area as well, or are these books?
I do. I have poems. Matter of fact, I have a 3-book series called "Silently
Okay.
Hurt Inside, Hurt No More." Book one is
Mm,
called "Finding Forgiveness." Book two is
mm, mm,
called
mm,
"Finding Hope," and book three
mhm.
is "Finding Love." I think the first book, there was 15 individuals that participated. The
Okay.
second one, I only had 9 queens that shared in it. But the last
Okay.
book really touched my heart because 40 people decided to share in that book. Um, so yeah, that
Okay.
is
That's a
one of my
blessing.
passions.
Yeah.
You know, sharing about mental health because a lot of us we don't like to talk about it. And I'm
Right.
someone that have struggled with depression. I
Yeah.
have attempted suicide,
Okay.
and I'm not the only one. I come across
No,
so
you're
many
not.
other people. I actually
Yeah,
have a
you're not.
devotional out, um, a 20 day it's a 20-day devotional to bring awareness to suicide. And everyone that participated in that particular
Mm,
book had either attempted suicide or they had someone that attempted suicide. I had one individual that she found her daughter lifeless and she had to resuscitate her daughter. She shared her journey, so
mm.
we never know what the next person may be going through. And then I have
You're
a
going
family
through.
member.
Yeah.
She lost her daughter the day before Mother's Day, and it's been 7 years now. She lost her daughter
Mm,
to suicide the day before Mother's Day,
mm.
and that was one
Jeez.
of my big wakening moments because that hit close to home because I got that phone call that morning from that mother. You know, not knowing. I never received a phone call, but knowing that I have attempted, so I could kind of, sympathize. But I sit there on
Yeah.
the other end, didn't really know what to say. But all I
Yeah.
could do was, for and love on and let her know that I was there. But was not a lot of conversation. But just to know
Yeah.
that, people are going through this and people feeling like they have no one that they can talk to or
Yeah.
can relate to. I want people to know that no matter what you're going through, you don't have to go through it alone. That
Mm.
somebody
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
there. There's somebody that may be able to
Yeah.
help you through. It's just,
Yeah.
sharing a word of encouragement. Or if I could just pray with you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. You're right. I mean, Angela, it's so much going on. Hello, Furman. How are you? There is so much going on in the world today. And, we're hearing so many people attempting suicide. And, it's not strange anymore. It's just so much hopelessness. And it's becoming more common, is what I'm trying to say. It's becoming very common. And it's sad that we get to that point that we just, feel like just checking out and giving. I've been there myself, felt like, what is going on? I felt the weight of the world on your shoulders and you don't know what to do. I thank God that we're still here to talk about it and to do these beautiful works that the Lord has given us. But, the good thing about it is now we have something to write about. We have stories to tell people because we have been on the other side, and now we're able to minister and to talk to people to let them know, hey, there's more to come. And so, man, I'm in awe of the fact that you're tackling the mental health, because you're right. A lot of times in our culture, people don't want to talk about it, but it is real.
That's
And I have
that's one
seen
of those
I have
things that they
seen it and been a
say.
part of it up close. Yeah, yeah, I've seen it up close and personal, and whether we talk about it or not, it's real, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's real. So as a self-publishing coach, what advice do you have for aspiring authors that are looking to self-publish their work? What kind of advice would you give to them?
First thing is to write and get it out. Get it
Hmm.
down on paper.
Hmm.
However you have to get it down on paper. If it's through journaling or if you can just sit down at one time out, get it out. It's the most important thing. A
Yeah.
lot of people struggle because they don't know where to start. So
Hmm.
just get it out. If you have to take a notebook around with you and just jot down little nuggets every time they drop
Yeah.
on you,
Yeah.
get it out. So that's the first part. And then finding a good editor, because a lot of people will not move forward because they don't know what to do and then they struggle with that next process.
Yeah.
Getting it out and then finding you an editor. because what you may think it's not good, your editor can do it. We got ghostwriters out here now that you give them the idea, you give them the synopsis, you give them, the general, and they can kick out you a book. If that's the route you want to go.
Oh yeah.
So many different ways that you can go.
Yeah.
But I say just get it out. Just get it down on paper. And then everything else will fall into place.
Yeah.
So the first thing is you got to take that first step. You got to step out on faith.
Yeah.
And that's putting the work in.
Yeah.
That's getting it down on paper. And once you get it down on paper, I promise you, everything else is gonna fall into place because you've already stepped out on faith. Because remember, if we don't do work, ain't nothing gonna happen. So just getting it down on paper, it activates and it shows God that, hey, you will do this. And then he gonna start lining up things. I'm telling you, he did it for me. Because I was a person that, I thought I couldn't do it. So I trusted someone else with my vision. They stole my book and they disappointed me. They let me down. And I felt like I had let down the 14 other people that was a part of it. But God showed me. He showed me how to do this. Nobody taught me nothing. Nobody, because everybody wanted to charge me thousands and thousands of dollars. And I knew it did not take all that. So God just began to
sound like you telling a story.
Different things. And I just started. And it's history now.
You and I never met before today. Let's say that, right?
Right.
This is our first time talking, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Angela, the Lord did the same thing. He allowed the same thing to happen to you that happened to me. That's why I'm looking like this. My first book, the publisher almost stole my book. And that's what pushed me into self-publishing. And I didn't realize how many things we had in common, but that is what pushed me into self-publishing. I had to learn the Holy Spirit taught me how to self-publish, Angela, in a period of 3 days before my book was supposed to go live with the publishing company that was trying to steal my book, my very first book. And I had to learn how to self-publish with no clue in 3 days. And from that, see, he did that for a reason. And you're sitting here saying the same thing. That's why I was like, wait a minute, what? We've never met before. We got the same story. What? And from that's why I now not only am still self-publishing my books, but I started as a publisher. You're now working as a publisher. And I also teach coaching classes, which I didn't know that. And you have your podcast. I have my podcast show. Wow, Miss Angela, who are we? So, wow, when I heard you say that your book was almost stolen, I'm like, wait a minute, Lord, you did the same thing with her. You pushed us the same way. Exactly. But that's what pushed me, because I paid money to two different publishers.
We'll get in the comfort zone sometime, and he has told us, he's given us these gifts and these talents, and he's already told us what we're supposed to be doing. But for some reason, we still don't have that confidence in ourselves or that belief in ourselves to where he has to sometimes allow us to be put in a position that will push us to that he already told us that we should be doing. And that's what he did for me.
Pressure.
And yes, he had to apply the pressure so that we would
apply the pressure. Yeah. Because hey, when I found out that my book was being stolen, they never asked me for my bank account, and the book's gonna go live. I'm like, wait a minute, where the money going? I said, I better figure this out quick. But wow, that is amazing. So yeah. So how did you navigate the challenges and successes of building your podcast network? And then I also want to talk about your magazine. I did see that you also have a magazine. So, that's something I've thought about as well. So how did you get started building your podcast network?
So basically, I am on a network. I've been on. Matter of fact, I celebrate 4 years. Next month. My next show, I'll be
Okay.
celebrating 4 years, which my next show is May 1st. So I'll be celebrating 4 years on that network. And just being a part of that network, it just pulled out what God had already placed on the inside of me. And I just I was doing it, and other people that were around me and in my circle, I kept hearing what they wanted to do. And I felt like, you know what, if I have this gift and this talent, then why can't I help someone else? So
Yeah.
there were some young ladies that I had been a part of different things with. I think a couple of them, even before the podcasting, I used to do lives. I just used to just go live all the time. So sometime I would just interview just
Okay.
random people, and just came acquainted with a lot of people. And in doing that, some of them was just expressing some things that they wanted to do, expand their brand, and it just dropped in my spirit. God just laid it in my spirit. He laid the people in my spirit. I think when I first launched my podcast network in February, because this is our second season. Um, we had last season we had about 12 hosts. By the end of the season, we were
Okay.
down to 6 hosts. Um, those six
Okay.
returned, and now I have added 2 more hosts to that 6, so we have 8.
Okay.
We have 3 out of New York, 3 out of South
Okay.
Carolina, 1 out of
Okay.
California, and 1 out of the Virgin Islands.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Now I started out on the Daily Gospel Network. Are you familiar with them?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I was. If you would have said you was on Daily Gospel, I was gonna scream. Because I was like, okay, that's another coincidence. Okay. So yeah, you're building your brand. Very good. Very good. Um, so tell me about your magazine. I kind of saw a layout in some pictures that you showed me. So tell me a little bit about your magazine.
So, and I have 2 of them here. This is
Okay.
right here on the front of that cover. That is my great aunt. She's 99 years old. She's the last
Oh wow.
living sibling of my grandfather. But
Okay.
I started my magazine. I actually did not start it. One of my friends out of Africa started it for me. Her
Okay.
daughter was
Okay.
just graduating college in 2020 when the pandemic hit, and I had to have something to do, since we were not able to do the Chasing Your Dream book tour. We had to go on a halt
Mhm.
from being able to go out and do these live events. So I needed something to stay in
Yeah.
contact with my authors, to be able to still showcase my authors, to still be able to get them out there, even those businesses that were a part of the different things that I was doing. So I connected with my friend in Africa, and she said, "My daughter do it for you." Like, okay, well, we might want to ask her first. She said, "No, she's gonna do it." She said, "Just let me know what you need her to do," and it was that. That was it. She
Oh
worked with
wow.
me for the first year. Um, the second year, I was able to take it over, and now I do it all by myself. I do have some writers
Okay.
that write with me. Dr. Kimberly Thomas out of Tallahassee, Florida. I have Minister Charlotte Simons out of New York. I have
Okay.
a librarian that runs my book review section. Her name is Patrice Grimball. She's out of Charleston, South Carolina. She's been working with the library system
Okay.
for over 20 years, and she runs the whole review section. So she do book reviews. She does a lot of helping us promote those authors and get those authors out there and share their information. And I tell you, when I tell you she's very honest, and when I tell you she's very honest, but she's very thorough. If she score your book low, she's gonna tell you why it was scored
Why?
low, what you can do to improve the score,
Mm-hmm.
because not she's definitely not trying to tear anybody down. She wants them to be able
Right.
to, either go back and redo it or either learn for the next book, because she know that sometimes we don't all be
Right.
able to go back and redo that, but just learn for the next book if you can't go back and redo it. But I tell you, she's
Right.
amazing. And I just had an amazing time getting to work with the people that I've had opportunity to work with. We did a special poetry edition this year, because
Okay.
every year we select a new poet or poetess to run our poetry corner, and we do like a little vote. We let the people decide who they want to represent. So this year's winner, first year, this is the third year that we've done it. The first year we had a young lady out of Africa, Chinyula. She was a middle school teacher, a poet. She won the first year. Lisa Hopkins
Mm-hmm.
out of California was our second year winner, and Melanie Johnson, who was an amazing poet. She's out
Okay.
of Mississippi. She's a school
Okay.
teacher. She's an author. She's a photographer. She does a lot, but she's going to be holding down
Yeah.
the poetry corner in the magazine for this year.
Oh,
We
that's a
just like to
blessing.
give people an opportunity to express, because it is a magazine by us for us. So we talk about
For us. Yeah.
topics that, like I say, people don't like to talk about. Domestic
Right.
violence, mental illness, things that are
Mm-hmm.
happening in our community. All of this injustice that's taking place across the world, because it's not just happening here in the
Right.
United States, even happening
Yeah. It's
in
everywhere.
in, yeah, anywhere where we are, they are trying to keep us
Mm-hmm.
hindered.
Yeah. And that's true. That's very true. Um, how do you stay motivated and continue to inspire other peoples with so many of the challenges? Like you said, we're going through so many challenges and setbacks. How do you continue to inspire others and stay motivated during these times?
On that, there's a bigger picture that this is not
Mm-hmm.
our stopping ground. This is not our forever home. This is not where we're going to be
Right.
forever. So
Right.
in spite of what it looked like, we can hold on to the promises that He's promised us.
Yes.
And if we can hold on to that, we can know that better days are coming.
Right.
It may be
Yeah.
hard sometimes, but that's why it's important to surround yourself around positive people, and people
That's
that will
right.
push you, people that will encourage you, people that will motivate you. Um,
Yeah.
so I always try to, in everything that I do, I try to provide an ultimate E3 experience, is what I call it. And it is, I
Yeah.
try to educate, empower, and encourage people to stay on their journey, whether it's an author, a business owner, a coach, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
whatever your journey is.
Right.
And you're the only person outside of the one that created you, what that journey is for you.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. The three E's. Okay. I like that. So as far as your magazine, how often does the magazine publication come out?
Monthly. And
Monthly?
sometimes
Okay.
you'll see two drop a month. Because sometimes we have special editions. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then sometimes we have special editions, like in February we do a Black History Month special edition, and then we do the poetry special edition, and then sometime we'll do mental health, or we'll recognize the women or the men on Mother's Day.
Mhm.
We make something special. It just depends on how the staff is, how we grooving and what we got going on. If we don't have a lot of events and a lot of things going on, then we can keep out more than one a month. But we gonna drop one every month, so you can expect that. Sometime you may get two.
Okay. Okay. That's really good. I like the idea of that, especially monthly and sometimes more for special occasions. So that's really good. What would someone need to do? How would someone contact you to see about being a part of the podcast or the magazine? How would they get in touch with you?
Well, they always can email me, queenofcollaborations@gmail.com, or they can call me. I am still that person that like to have conversations. I don't mind people calling me, 803-757-6090. That's my business line. You always can call me. If I am not able to answer, I will call you back.
Miss Angela, we're going to take a short break here. I'm going to show a promotional video of some of the things that you've got going on, and then we will be back in just a moment. If you would just hold on for just a moment, we're going to look at a couple of promotional videos, and then we'll be back to finish our conversation with Miss Angela in just a moment.
Who's interested in attending the Desperate for Jesus conference with me? Friday, July 26, 2024, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Saturday, July 27, 2024, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Put your love, put your love glasses on, put your love, put your love glasses on. I see you looking like you wanna dance.
Thank you for tuning into the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. We are having an amazing conversation tonight. I am inspired. I don't know if I'll ever reach 75, Angela, but listen, I'm gonna be on your heels trying to get there with you, sister, because I definitely have begun to have an obsession for writing. I have found it to be my new therapy. And I'm like you, I'm constantly picking up my phone. My trick is that I record myself. So I record myself telling my stories, and it kind of type text for me. And so that way, you know, it saves me a lot of time. Instead of typing on the computer, I do a lot of recording and visualization of my story. And so, yeah, it has become an obsession, a good obsession, should I say. And it's so nice to hear what you were saying, some of the topics that you're actually writing about. I saw the book covers just a few minutes ago in the promotion, talking about mental health, talking about suicide, talking about things that are happening in our community that are real issues. And so where can we find your books at, Angela? Let us know where we can find your books so that we can get these books in our hands.
So all of my books are, you can find them on Amazon, you can find them on barnesandnoble.com, Books A Million, Walmart.com. Or you can just reach out to me, Queen of Collaborations at Linktree. It's Linktree Queen of Collaboration. Well, Linktree / Queen of Collaborations. And you can check out the different links. All my links on how you can connect with me is right there on Linktree, Queen of Collaboration. It has all my books because I do use 2 different platforms to publish. I use blurb.com. It's an amazing platform that I've been telling everybody about. But I use them to publish as well as Amazon. So my books are available in a lot of different places. So you may be surprised. You may find some of them at. I know that I can find some of them here in my local library. My suicide awareness book is here in my local library, as well as some of my poetry books. So you may be surprised where you may find the Queen.
All right, I like that. The Queen of Collaborations. And you have a page on Facebook. Do you have pages as well on Instagram?
I do. I am probably on all social media sites. Wherever I am, you can find me, Queen of Collaborations. That's where I am. I think I'm on TikTok,
very
Instagram,
good.
Twitter.
Okay. Well, listen, Miss Angela, as we get ready to come to a close, I would like for you to give an encouraging word. What do you say to the person, like we talked about, who has these books in them and they're worried about writing the book because they're worried about if they tell their story, somebody might not be happy or somebody may get mad at them. This is something that we as writers, I know for me, my first book I wrote, I was very concerned, and people were telling me, don't just say this, don't say that. What do you say to the person that has all these stories, God-given stories and talents, but they're scared to take that first step because they're worried about people? What do you say?
Well, first, I want you to understand that your purpose is your purpose. Your story is your story, and nobody will be able to tell it like you can tell it. And regardless of how other people feel, you have to do what's best for you and your and what's going to help you.
Yeah.
So if that's what's going to help you, then you have to go after that. It's important to remember that no matter what it looks like in the natural, that your purpose extends far beyond your current circumstances. So if he called you to it, you better believe he's going to see you through it.
Amen. Beverly White just tuned in. She sent some hearts and she said, amen. And I agree. That is the thing. I always say as a writer, to the writers that I work with, I always say, ma'am.
Beverly White is, I say I have to give a shout out to her. She's she runs a Christian school in Anderson, South Carolina. Trinity Christian Educational Services is what she is, who she is. She's been a mentor of mine for years. I remember when my mom passed. Yes, she was there for me. So yeah. Thank you, Beverly.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, yes, Miss Beverly, we are glad that you are in the room. And then Miss Keisha Johnson McRae says, hello, beautiful ladies. Hello, Miss Keisha. How are you? Hello. And so, I really have enjoyed this conversation that we've had tonight. It's been very enlightening. I'm looking forward to meeting you. I know that I'm in Dallas quite a bit, actually, but you're not in Dallas. Is that what you said? You're not in Dallas?
No, I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay, you're in South Carolina. Okay. You will be this way, though, in May, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be there in May. Going to be in Dallas, Fort
Okay, well,
Worth.
I'll get
We're going to be at the Como Community Center. We'll be at the Como Community Center May 18th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Our first stop of the AALAC Chasing Dream Book Tour. As we're hitting the road, we've been in hiatus for the last 3 years, and we're getting back to the swing of things. We're getting back out there, and we're getting back to the swing of things.
Well, I'm excited.
Our first stop is going to be Fort Worth, and we are excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time. Yeah. We have a DJ. We have Michael Gunn, Michael Quinn. I'm sorry, Gwen. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep calling him Michael Gunn. Michael Quinn. Gwen. He's gonna be emceeing. I have the amazing Diane Jones gonna be hosting. I'm excited because we have some community leaders who are gonna come out. I am going to be receiving the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. I was supposed to receive it in December, but I was unable to come down to Houston. So that beautiful esteemed Bible College is going to come out and present me with that award on that day. So I'm excited. We're going to have Chris Nettles, who's a councilman for Fort Worth. He's going to be in the building. This is going to be a great family, fun, food, books, and opportunity for those in attendance to be educated, empowered, and encouraged. So if you're out there and you are an author or business owner, even if you didn't get signed up and you want to come out and be a part of these workshops, come out, be a part of these workshops. We're going to have someone teaching on branding, marketing, networking, understanding the power of your voice. These are some things that as authors and business owners, we need to be able to utilize these things. So that's what we're spreading. We want everybody to be educated, empowered, and encouraged to stay on this journey, to walk into their purpose.
Thank you so much. Again, this has been very uplifting, and I will be there Friday night and Saturday, and I'm looking forward to meeting you and being a part of this great event. And I'm promoting it also on my page as well for Friday and Saturday. And it is just a pleasure to have met you. Thank you so much, Ms. Angela, for being here tonight. And thank you everyone for watching another episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. And again, May 17th and May 18th in Fort Worth, Texas. Keep watching the page. I will continue to do promotionals that will talk about the event. And if you want to be a part of that event, you can still reach out to Miss Angela. She has other opportunities as well and partnerships. So make sure that you reach out to her. She's on all social media platforms, Queen of Collaborations, Angela Thomas Smith. So make sure that you connect with her. Thank you so much again for tuning in to the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. Have a great night. Miss Angela, if you will stay right there for just a moment, and we're going to go ahead and close out. Be just a moment.
If you would like to be a guest on the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show, email Stephanie at stephaniemseatontheauthor@gmail.com.